Missouri is going to buy $9 million worth of gold and silver? This is a big deal for silver investors, gold investors, precious metal investors in general. There is a movement sweeping the United States of America where states are working to reclaim their constitutional right to use silver and gold as money. And this movement is picking up momentum, and it can have major ramifications for the precious metals markets. It can have big ramifications for you as well. Let's dig into the details and see what this means for you and for the country as we work through this major transformation. Are you starting to notice there's a growing number of states that are moving to reclaim their right to use gold and silver as money? It's important to remember this isn't like a new thing. They just want to go back to what was laid out within the U.S. Constitution. We're going to dig into this because it's not just my home state, Missouri, but many other states across the country are making these moves. But first, I want to tell you, I've been away from YouTube for a day or so. I had a little bit of a car problem. Our Acura TSX, which we've owned for 18 years, the power steering pump exploded. I was actually coming home from the coin shop. I purchased a couple of those shiny new silver Kruger ants, beautiful coins. But as I pulled down my street, let's just say some weird noises and a lot of smoke were being emitted from the Acura. I took on the job myself because, you know what, you can't find a mechanic. I called a couple of mechanics. I know they're like, Ron, I can't get you in for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Any good mechanic right now is so busy. So I did it myself. It was only a 1 or 2 hour job that happened to take me about 5 or 6 hours, but mission accomplished. Now let's get back to this big movement we have going on right now within the gold and silver community. Missouri, just yesterday, that would be Thursday, February 9th, 2023, the Missouri Senate passed a bill that would take important steps towards treating gold and silver as money. It's not just Missouri. We have Utah that's already done this, Nevada, Wyoming, okay? And what are the ramifications of this? What does this mean for us investors in gold and silver? Gold and silver can be used as money. That's the biggest initial change, which is a result of this legislation. And think about it. Wasn't that kind of outlined for us in the U.S. Constitution to begin with? Aren't we just reclaiming the rights that were given to us by our founding fathers? The next big change would be the elimination of the capital gains tax on gold and silver. The fact that there's even a capital gains tax now on gold and silver is absurd. Gold and silver are money. They are the original forms of money. How can you tax a quote-unquote gain on gold and silver? Well, the only way you can do that is if you measure it in some fiat make-believe currency. Nonetheless, this would eliminate any capital gains tax on gold and silver. And very interesting that in Missouri, this would also prohibit any public entity from requiring payment in the form of any digital currency, including central bank digital currency. Now, another big key thing outlined in this legislation in Missouri is it makes it illegal for anyone to seize gold or silver. Thank you for joining me today here in Ron's Basement. Hey, you're in Missouri. Welcome to the Show Me State. I hope you enjoy your visit here to the basement. You are important. I honor the fact that you're giving me some of your time to join me right now. If you get some value from my content, please subscribe to my channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And it gets even more interesting when we read this. The proposed law also includes provisions to require the state to invest not less than 1% of the funds held in the budget reserve fund in gold and silver. I looked up this Missouri Budget Reserve Fund. It has a balance of just under $1 billion. Well, $880 million. Maybe I exaggerated a little bit. 1% of that would be a $9 million purchase by the state of Missouri of physical gold and silver. And remember, it's to be not less than 1%. If it was 2% or 3%, we're talking about potential gold and silver purchases up to $25 million or possibly even more. And you might want to do a little research on the state of Missouri. You may think of hillbillies and corncob pipes, heck, maybe even guys sitting in their basement making videos about gold and silver, but the reality is much different. Missouri is home to two major cities, St. Louis and Kansas City. There are major corporations headquartered within the state of Missouri. It is a massive economy, and the fact that Missouri is, again, leading the way with this type of legislation is material. And this wave is sweeping the country on many levels. We have Missouri, making gold and silver actual legal tender, or the legislation working its way through the process. But all over the country, there's all types of initiatives. Getting rid of the sales tax on gold and silver is going on in many states right now, and that's a first step in this direction. And we have other states that are following Missouri's lead to go all the way and make gold and silver legal tender. It's a big deal. It could have major ramifications on the price of precious metals, the demand for the metals, because Grisham's law would say that good money, God's money, gold and silver, will drive out the bad money. And the states are taking this under their belts on their own to go back and reclaim what was given to you and me by the founding fathers of our country. Thank you for joining me today here in the basement in Missouri, of all places. You know you're always welcome here. Hey, watch another video. Check out the merch store. Most important, until next time, you be well.